What is up, everybody? It's Friday today, and I wanted to put something out there that might be helpful to some of you, especially for if you are in the ranching industry and you use steel water tanks for watering your cattle, or if you are in the fracking industry and you have to go out and repair water tanks, or you're an industrial fabricator and you do sheet metal work, and or you're an auto body guy, and or just a general fabricator. Anyways, I wanted to put something out there that I have used over the year, and I just wanted to pass it along to help you guys out. So let me get you turned around here and I'll show you what I got. All right, so this is a piece of 16 gauge sheet metal, and I have about a 1-inch hole, and then I used a plasma cutter to just kind of cut out a weird shape that would mimic like a gash or something like that. Like, let's say if you repaired shipping containers for a living and somebody hit the side of a container with a forklift, and you used a sledgehammer or some kind of a hammer to pound it back out. So, and you had to repair it. So what I have here is a 2-inch thick, I think it's by 14 by 6 block of aluminum. And so sometimes in some cases where I'm doing a repair and I don't have the time to try to fabricate a perfect little piece of metal to fit, just right, to make it look all pretty. I just don't have that luxury sometimes, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys out there, that's just not a luxury for you either. Especially if you're doing mobile fabrication work and you're out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like sometimes it pays to improvise, to be a very good improviser. So what I've done in the past, where if I've had a piece of sheet metal or something where there's a hole, or where like a water tank that had a bung in it and they wanted to plug the hole and move the bung to a different place, what you can do is, or I've taken is, I'll get a big chunk of aluminum that's just like this, and I'll clamp it in place, and I'll put it up behind my piece that I'm working on, and I'll find a way to secure it. And then what I'll do is I'll take my welder and I'll turn it down so it's really nice and cool, and I'll literally, you can just take and you can just fill in holes. I've done holes that are even bigger than that, and then you can just take and just fill in gaps or bad fit ups, and it works out really well. And one of the wonderful things about aluminum is that it helps manage your heat. By what it will do is it will take the heat away from your welding and draw it away, so you have a lot of control over your puddle. So I'm gonna do one of these where I'm using the titanium flux 125, and then I'm gonna do one of these where I'm using a Miller 180. That is this guy right here, and then I've got this guy right here. This machine, it is an inexpensive welder, but for what it is, I will just tell you that it is a really nice piece of crap. I've seen videos where, they, for whatever reason, they quit working, and there was some guy who was just having a meltdown because Harbor Freight wouldn't take it back, and they were just swinging it around, smashing it into the asphalt. And then, and then there's some other guy who was going on about how it quit working or whatever. And so basically, when I bought this welder knowing that it's a disposable welder, and that the first job I did, I included the welder as part of the job, and if the welder lasted longer than the project, then hey, I got a free welder out of it. And if it has a misfire, or if it shorts out or whatever, like, I have no problem just throwing it in the recycle bin to send it back to China and just going and buying another one. So anyways, let me get you guys set up in the stand here, and then I'll get you set up, and then I'll start off with the titanium. Sorry about that. I apologize about my my camera work. Let me get you guys set up here, and then we'll see how everything turns out. All right, I hope you guys can see that okay. So I'm going to start off with the titanium, and my settings are, if you look on the inside cover, my settings are set for 18 gauge. All right, let me get it cleaned up for you. we'll check it out, and then we'll get set up for doing the miller machine. All right. Okay, so there's, there's a couple little like wormholes right here and right here. And then there's, that looks like a cow turd. But hey, it plugged a hole, and then you could always just go back with your grinder, clean it up, and then fill the other holes out. So this is kind of this is the kind of gap and the kind of hole that I had. And this is, an aluminum block. So let me get kind of cleaned up here and repositioned here, and then we'll use the miller machine and we'll check it out. So, and then that's kind of how it came out on the back side. All right. I got things kind of set up here. I got that machine there. I got it set up to 18 gauge. And so let me get you guys back in the stand here, and we'll fill some holes and gaps and see how it turns out. All right, everybody. So, kind of, that's just a giant plug. Not very pretty, but it'll get the job done. And then probably about halfway through this one, you could probably hear me. And so I had to manually pulse it, just to kind of, because I think it was still just that machine was running just a little bit hot. But then again, also those are some really big gaps that I was trying to fill in there. So, and then it's amazing to me how much heat that this aluminum is able to pull out of the area when you look at the area that I was able to weld and repair. So anyways, let me get flipped around here. All right, I hope you found this helpful. This is probably just, if you can find a giant block of aluminum somewhere, it's just handy to keep on your service truck or your trailer, or is just part of your fabricating arsenal. Anyways, I will see you on the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm at 26fe.ironworks on Instagram. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.